problem. Okay, we have Steph here. I'll start off, Steph. Just can you summarize that game, and then we'll talk a little bit about the season that was. Like, we'll start with the game first.
Yeah, I thought their defense did a good job getting pressure on Dre, and it was tough to be in the pocket today. He's tough as nails, and they were getting some pressure. Fortunately, our defense stood on its head for, well, it's been the better part of 12 quarters now. They pitched a shutout in York, and Laurie didn't score an offensive touchdown, and so they held the fort. Dre settled in and did enough to get it done. Our run game did enough and held on to the end. Their return game is special and unique. I think our specials got a little tired as we went through into the second half and missed some tackles, which gave them some good field position. But a hard-fought battle, and really proud of my guys, especially the young ones who knew what was at stake for the seniors, and they spilled their guts to make sure their seniors got a win today.
And can you talk a little bit about your seniors before we go into season recap?
Yeah, a senior coming back on a 2-year hiatus, there's a little more sacrifice, and it's a little more meaningful to come back with COVID and the break, and these kids to make this program a priority. You just saw one of our very best. Enoch was into the working world and done his degree. And for him to come back for another semester and the sacrifices they made, it's a great group. I've never been more privileged to work with any group in my life. Gonna miss them. Not saying goodbye, but to have them not come out of the tunnel one more time is hard.
Okay, and then you ended with a win, but the ultimate goal is going home next week. So can you talk a little bit about just your season in general?
I thought we needed to win the last two, and we did. We worked hard to get ourselves to this situation. We knew that it was a little bit out of our control, and things that we should have taken care of earlier in the year, and that was my message to them. Winners don't make excuses and blame other people for coming up a little bit short. They look at why they are in this situation, and truthfully, we took too many penalties in Windsor and couldn't pull that game out. There was lots of things that contributed, but the ones that were controllable, and there were enough in ours that we should have gotten a win there. And if we do, we're in second place right now and going to the playoffs with a home playoff game. We didn't do that, and that's how we got to look at it so we don't make those mistakes in the future. And winner is a word I don't throw around lightly, and I don't think there's one young man on that field today that I wouldn't call a winner.
Okay, thank you. We'll start on the Zoom call. Questions from the media?
Nick, you go first this time. I'm going to first last time. Go ahead.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Scott. Yeah, you mentioned, Coach, in terms of I guess, with your group throughout the season, what were the biggest things in terms of that they really kind of learned and grew upon as the season went along, I guess?
I mean, it's not like riding a bike, as it turns out, playing football. You contact and training and the intensity and pushing of your teammates they haven't had for 2 years. So it was baby steps early and right through August leading into training camp to try to get our bodies and minds ready for football was we started slow. That first week in Western, we got a little run over and we got some work to do, and we dedicated the next 6 weeks to try to get there, and we won three of the next 5, and it wasn't enough, and here we are. The lessons along the way, football is we've missed, and Sunday or Saturday at 10-1 is one of the best things in the world, and we've missed it. Fingernails dirty, sweaty all over the place, not sterile, locked up in a COVID world. This season was a blessing, and working with these young men was as fun as anything I've done in a long, long time. I had missed it. We all had missed it more than we could possibly know.
Yeah, and I guess just to follow on that, in terms of you mentioned Enoch earlier, since one of your seniors. Looking back on in terms of your relationship with him, what stands out, or what do you remember most in terms of who he is and both kind of as a player and as a person, I guess?
He's a great young man, super smart, thinks of his teammates and is a great leader. He's one of our captains. As a captain, that means we get to know him a little more personally, and he looks out for his young guys. When you talk to the young student athletes, he's the first guy they mention that's looking out for them after practice or giving them extra help. He's leader in every sense of the word, and is just going to be a wrecking ball in our community, and just a great human being. So I can't wait to see how he changes his part of the world. It's going to be fun to watch. It's fun to work with him.
No, for sure. No, thank you, Steph.
Thank you.
I asked you not the same question, but I'll ask you, was anyone whispering into your headset what the score was coming from the Waterloo-Laurier game, or when did you become aware of what the score was?
Jay told me after I walked through and shook hands with all the Gryphons. No, we asked our young men, and I think to the most part, take care of what we can take care of. I didn't want anybody, I didn't know. Literally, after we shook hands, I asked, and we found out that it was not the outcome we needed.
I mean, there's some discipline involved in not looking that up in the locker room at halftime, or having anyone tell you. That's pretty tough when your fate is out of your control and no one is talking about what it is.
I don't know, Scott. I would disagree. Our seniors, and having this being their last game, potentially. Mac hasn't had a losing record since the 1990s. To send a senior off with a win on their home turf is the last time they put a jersey on. Those all are easy things to focus on. What was going on down the road, frankly, it wasn't hard not to think about. We had to win this game, and we did. And so to obsess on that for 3 hours, I didn't think it was that hard.
We have talked a bunch of times about moments that Mac has done something that they've not done before, or haven't done before in a long time, in a positive way. Maybe cups and this and the other. Today is one where I'm going to ask the other side. It's been since '97 that Mac hasn't made the playoffs. Is that a hard thing for you to swallow, that it's been that long and the streak is over, or how do you look at that?
I mean, it's a hard thing for my seniors. The joy of 10-1 on a Saturday, I think they did more than some of the teams that are going on to the playoffs, which is an irony that is what it is. Things that were in our control we didn't take care of, and that's why we're here. And I think that's the way they'll look at it as well. Whether or not we missed the playoffs, I think sending the seniors out with a win, first time in our black uniforms. We haven't had a losing record since probably that 97 season you're referring to. Those are the things that we could take care of today, and we did. And so, yeah, maybe I'll be a little upset with that down the road, but everything we wanted to get done today, we did. And so, gonna focus on that for now, I guess.
Steph has some other commitments, so this will be the last question.
Yeah, last question is, Steph, and that's clearly the offense this year was not the offense that we've always seen. It had some more struggles and had a little more, it just didn't seem as explosive as it has. Is that just the shorter training camp, the changes, the not training, the shorter season? Give it a little more time, do you believe it would have been back to what it usually was, or was there something else?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it could be better for sure. For sure. We short of the one weekend in Laurier where we were pretty stagnant. There's redeeming parts across the board. This week, that's a very good Guelph defense. This week, the Western defense is one of the best. I thought we were decent against both of those. Laurier got us pretty good. Coach Brady held the fort, and our defense was outside of that week one was more solid for sure. We'll reflect on all the above now that we got a little bit of time. I got to get out on the recruiting trail, and hopefully this is a springboard into a more normal world. Having said that, Scott, I believe our offense would have had enough tools and been able to compete in the playoffs. There's nobody in our conference that I'd be afraid to play. Frankly, our record, we have the third best record in the province, right? Like, we're tied for third in the province of 11 teams, and 8 of them make the playoffs. 8 of 11, and we're tied for third. So I'm not scared of anybody, and that offense, it had its fair share of tough days, but so did everybody else. And actually, passing, we're one of the best in the province, and I thought today to get over 120 plus against that tough Guelph front, I thought our run game and our O-line did pretty good. With the pocket was at times compromised for Dre, and he he had to find ways to make things work. So that may be something we need to work on. But long-winded answer. I'm spinning my tires trying to figure out why we're where we are. So I apologize.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, fellas. Appreciate it.